Hello, I'm Erik from Neon Night Studio with our game Yokai. I am the project lead designer, and 3D artist in the Neon Night team. As project lead, I'm in charge of maintaining communication between all our team members and making sure that we're all updated. For a majority of our communication, we use Discord to keep track of things, manage everything, and make sure that everybody's on the same page and can see what is going on with the project. For example, I will also organize and run our regular meetings through Discord if the meetings are online, but I would also announce them here just so everybody is aware and on the same page. Most of our meetings are in person, but we do occasionally use Discord for online meetings. I also update team members in case they cannot make it to a meeting about anything they may have missed to make sure we're all on the same page and are working on the same things together. I also plan and assign the work that gets given at each meeting to make sure that we are managing our backlog well and that nobody has too much work or isn't doing enough work, and just to make sure that we are working towards a finished game at a good pace. We use Trello for a majority of this. So here we still have backlog. At the moment, at the point in the game, we will be focusing on polishing and making the game feel better after this beta. So here we just have a lot of completed tasks and whatnot. I also write and maintain most of the documentation that has been required for the project and that will be required in the future. For example, the game design document, the GDD, I have written most of it with some assistance from the team. And I have also written the project plan mostly by myself. I'm also a lead designer on this project, so many of the decisions are made by me. And at the end of the day, I decide if things will work well in the game or if we should change certain aspects of the game for better balanced or to suit it better. Here are some images of just quick design notes that were made during meetings and just in general. Most of these were made alongside the programmer and the character animator together just to make sure that I'm not designing something that is impossible to do, or so that we can keep our scope balanced and well thought out before I go ahead and make too many design choices. So here would be the first boss and phase 1 of the first boss. And here was later additions to the boss that were thought of later to add to the game. This here was just quick notes about the second boss in the game. This is continuation of the second boss, and this is the final bit of the second boss currently that we have in the game. This was the original design for the tutorial of the game, and this was the final boss, the initial first phase of the boss, which will be elaborated on as well as we continue development. I also make all the level design choices in the game, and I do it through first writing designs through on paper for myself, and then going through and creating a white box of the levels inside the game. So then it could be later given onto the environment artist, and then they fill out what is needed. While doing this white box, I also give notes on what needs to be added and where enemy placements and other things should be. I also have written the dialogue script for our game and the story behind the game. So this is what you will currently see in the game as of the beta. It is the first draft of the dialogue, and it does need some refinement and polish before final release of the game. But that is also part of what I do on this project. And finally, I have also done modeling for this project. So I have modeled the enemies inside of Blender and applied some basic materials for now on them. There is still some work and change that needs to be done for the enemies to make them feel and look nicer. But at the moment, this is what they look like, and at least two of the enemies that I've made. And then I take them into Unity, and Unity is where I animate them. So for example, if we go to the melee enemy here into the prefab, I can work on this and animate it so that other things don't get ruined or changed accidentally. So if I go over here, so the drone here would have an idle animation of it just floating up and down, and it also floats up and down as it moves towards the player. And it would also have the attack animation here, which I animated inside of Unity. Then if we go over to the ranged enemy as well, this enemy also if I open the prefab here, also has a walking animation, an idle animation, and the shooting animation for when it shoots its projectiles. So all of the animation for these basic enemies has been done in Unity without any special rigging. And so if I quit out of here, I will quickly play through the game and give some commentary about it. Oh, wrong scene. So our game is currently, there are some things that we need to add, but regarding content, we believe it to be content complete. There is just some refinement and polish that needs to be done for some of the aspects of combat, such as enemy attacks, boss attacks, and the player attacks. We have been working with player feedback and feedback from the supervisor throughout the whole project, and we are hoping that this will allow us to deliver a good final game. So at the moment, there are some things regarding animations that need to be addressed with the exit frames and things like that. But content-wise, at the moment we do have it complete, with the tutorials being used inside of the dialogue of the helper character. For example, here I kind of used the time stop ahead of time on the previous room before the tutorial tells me to use it, but here we go. So at the moment, the game is working. You can fight all three bosses at the moment, but the second and third boss will be having extra moves and phases added onto them as well. As of right now, they are not fully finished. Some assets also will need to be redesigned and polished a little bit, including the enemies, as they aren't fully coherent with one art style at the moment. But that is, we are aware of that as a team, and we will be working on it. So I will go ahead and play up until. So yes, there are some issues such as getting stuck in a sort of barrage of bullets currently, but we are aware of it, and we will be working on a lot of balancing and polishing issues currently present in the game. This concludes my beta developer walkthrough of the game and of my contributions to it so far. Thank you for watching.